Shadow of War. Oh my, what a game. So, before I get started with this review, I do want to apologize for taking so long for trying to get this review out there. This review is honestly a big pain in my butt in terms of just trying to get everything together. But honestly, it is worth it. Especially playing this game as well. It was so worth it. So, let's get started. Is Shadow of War still good in 2024? Let's find out. So, what exactly is Shadow of War? It takes place in the Lords of the Rings universe, and it actually takes place right after the first Shadow of War game, Shadow of War Middle-earth. And you are fighting in the Lord of the Rings universe against Sauron's forces, against a massive army of orcs. And your goal is to try to free Mordor from Sauron's army. And as you progress through the game, you recruit new orcs to fight alongside your army as you progress through the game. And you can manage your orcs that you converted to your side through the war menu to give them upgrades and make them stronger. So, in order to capture some of these orcs, there are a few ways. There are the captains that are on the front lines here, which usually you find in the open world. You have your war chiefs that are aligned on the wall here, which usually can only be captured or defeated when you are taken on a certain mission, and the only way to capture the warlord or the overlord, which is this guy in the very center of the fortress, who is the boss of the entire region, the only way you can get him is by starting an entire assault on the fortress itself. Which brings me up to my next point, the assaults in this game. Once you have your armies sorted out, once you have all your orcs ready to go, and you choose which orcs you want to fight with you, you can lead a massive assault against the enemy Overlord's fortress and try to capture it for your own. And the assaults in this game are so badass and awesome!
This fort does not fall like Cargo Here, you fall like Cargo broken and smashed. Remember one thing, man-filth, and traitors, remember too. Many defend these walls. All are trained to inflict pain. Much pain. Every inch you take, we take more.
If we win this, I'm cutting out the Overlord's tongue and boiling it.
So they think they know about pain, do they? Well, let's get in there and show them what real pain is.
But of course, you do need to be careful though, because some orcs in this game are really tough, and they will not go down without a fight easily. If you end up defeating them, they'll just get right back up, and they'll fight you again. Or, if you get defeated, some of the orcs will just humiliate you, and they'll walk away, and you'll have to hunt them down again.
I've got so much more pain to give. No, not like this. It's too easy.
And to make matters crazier, there are some orcs that are so strong. When you get down, you will not be able to get a chance to recover, and they will insta-kill you right on the spot. Now, you might be wondering, Nightwing, how am I supposed to fight some of these powerful orcs in combat? Do they have a strength and weakness that make things easier for us? That's a good question. So, there's a strength and weakness system where you can see where each orc has like some ability or some weakness, such as them being able to summon a Graug, which is a scary monster. Some can be fireproof and immune to fire damage, or some of them can be terrified and scared of things in like the environment, such as flies, and they can just run away. And of course, there's one more thing I forgot to mention. There are really big giant orcs in the game, and if you die to a giant orc, they could just end up breaking your sword. So you know that one sword you've been running the whole game with? Well, if you run into one of these big sons of bitches, they could just snap your sword in half like it's nothing. Like seriously, screw those giant orcs.
What is this? This is nothing! Blah.
Now, of course, once you die, time progresses on the map. So all the events you haven't done, the time will progress. Such as if you get killed by an enemy captain, time will progress. And some of the other missions will progress automatically. Such as some of the orcs killing each other or scaring off other orcs. And then they level up and get stronger. So, besides from that, what else can you do in this game? Well, you can explore Mordor and find these artifacts, and these artifacts are hidden across different regions, and these artifacts are essentially just collectibles for you to find, which are cool. And there are some puzzles that you can do, such as trying to fit a certain sentence on like some kind of ancient door, and if you get everything correct, then the door opens up and you get some kind of treasure. Now, of course, with all of these things in the game, there's one thing that I absolutely love about Shadow of War, and that is the very in-depth Nemesis system. And it's so deep, and it's so well thought out. And I absolutely love the way it's done. For example, you could get ambushed at any moment.
Not an ambush.
What's so curious about me, Tark? Planning something, are ya?
I've traveled far to track you down. I killed everything that got in my way and overcame every obstacle in my path. All so I could put you in the ground.
That bear belongs to the Dark Lord. You're a thief, and we kill thieves around here.
After you kill an enemy captain, you could get immediately ambushed by not one, but two powerful enemy captains at the same time.
You should have known. Kill one Uruk, and his brother kills you. It's the law of blood. Nothing personal.
Like it.
I'll admit it. Seeing that kill put a smile on my face. And once I kill you, I'll be grinning for days.
And what's absolutely crazy is the fact that some orcs might play along and be on your side, but the second they feel like they're ready to betray you, they could start a goddamn revolution against you!
first, then I'm gonna kill all you lot. Call me a traitor if you like, but those will be your last. Someone to play with. Cross your face.
And of course, to top things off, there are some enemy orcs that you killed before. They could come back to life and they could come attack you again. And that's just scratching the surface of the Nemesis system. And I've only played over 196 hours, if not nearly 200 hours of this game. And I'm still exploring the full branch of the Nemesis system. Another cool thing about this game is that you can assign certain orcs as your bodyguard, and they can fight along your side, and if you're about to die, some of your orcs could jump in and save you.
I'm sure you had him, boss. I just thought I'd lend a hand.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, there are fight pits in this game, so if you want to throw your orc into the fight pit and face another orc, you can do that, and you can just put your feet up, sit back and relax, and you can just enjoy the show. You can also have epic moments in this game too, such as knocking an enemy orc off a cliff up high, or you can perform a really sick finishing move on an enemy captain.
Boom!
Now, with all of those positives in the game, it's finally time I talk about some of the negatives to this game. And to be honest, at least for my personal experience, I haven't really encountered that many issues with this game, other than a couple of weird camera angles at certain times whenever I'm about to fight an enemy orc or when I'm about to finish off an enemy orc. I mean, the camera can be a bit weird sometimes.
What the?
I was expecting something more impressive.
Is it my face? Is it my voice? What did I do wrong?
And also, when I'm trying to edit some of my orcs in the war menu, sometimes their head will disappear, but their body will still remain there. Like, what? Other than those few negatives I talked about, I mean, other than that, I mean, that's basically it. That's basically the whole majority of this game. You get to build a massive army of your own, take over all of Mordor, manage your orcs, and there are so many different awesome orcs in this game, which I forgot to mention. There are so many different orcs that are so damn awesome.
I see an unexpected treat.
A ranger man who will soon be meat.
Right, lads. Let's bring these monsters in close and keep an eye out for the matron. Hi there!
I've dreamed of this moment, Scoth. When I cut you, don't beg for mercy. You'll ruin it. Raising the dead to fight for you. That is twisted, wrong, perverse. I must learn how you do it.
You still have work to do on this fortress if you plan on taking us out. Did you really think I'd leave you be? And let you run amok? Come join us, it's on, and we will have fun. The blood will run and run and run.
Right, Lord. You are nothing more than a pretender.
Look in his eyes, and you'll see the true terror of Mordor. After that, you won't see much.
This gob is nothing.
And there are so many different variety of orcs as well in this game. Except for like some of the names. Some of the names can be a bit of a repeat, like Stakuga, for example, or Skalg, or Ruka, for example. Those names can be a bit repeatable on some orcs, but however, most of the orcs you do encounter usually do have different types of armor. Usually they're part of different factions. It does keep the game fresh enough to where it feels like there's always something new. And it's just refreshing to see new orcs every now and then. So, here we are now at the final score for this game. With the really in-depth Nemesis system, and with all of these nice orcs that you can put into your army, and the assaults that you can do on these fortresses, and some of the quests that you can do, mostly just to encounter enemy orcs in this game, they're all pretty solid. I mean, there is a story in this game, but it's not really as well compelling as Shadow of Mordor, if I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really care for this story as much as I did for the first Shadow of Mordor game. But fortunately, the gameplay here in Shadow of War Middle Earth, it makes up for that, because it's a lot of fun to play. There's still some things you can do in this game. If you don't want to go for collectibles or puzzle solving, you can just build up your army, take over enemy forts, and if you lose your fort, you can just reinvade that fort and take it back again. So there is some replayability here with this game. So the final score for Shadow of War Middle Earth, it is a solid 9 out of 10. And it earns my good title of great games. It is such a superb game, especially in 2024. Shadow of War still holds up to this day. Graphics still look pretty damn good. The gameplay is very damn good. The Nemesis system really carries this game on its back. The orc variety in this game is very well done, and the content in this game actually says it all. And of course, there is some DLC as well, such as the Blades of Galadriel or Galadriel, where you get to play as a different character, and then there's another DLC, the Desolation of Mordor, where you play as another character in like a desert region which I haven't really bothered enough with those DLCs yet, but as of now, just the base game on its own is just very well done. And the base game right here is basically all you need. You don't really need to bother with the DLCs. You don't really need to bother with any of that stuff because everything you got in this game is all here for you. This is a AAA game done right. So, with this being said, thank you everyone for watching and for listening. I am so sorry this review took so long to make. It was such a massive pain in my butt. But honestly, it was just worth it because I still wanted to talk about how great this game is. So, with this being said, thank you everyone for watching and for listening. And until next time, I will see you all later.